The Fight for 15 has been a movement that's on the face been about 15 in a union, but deeper than that, it's been about building community and strength by standing together. So we have a series of speakers here, each representing different communities, different interests, as well as some elected leaders and community leaders to speak. And we're just going to hear their words and hopefully convey some solace through that. So first up, we have fast food worker and Fight for 15 veteran, Blue Rainer.
What do we want? 15! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? 15! When do we want it? Now! So like we started off saying today, the workers of America and the workers of Tampa, Florida, we're not backing down. No matter what politicians in office, who's in office, we're bringing awareness that the people in this nation, we can't survive off of these wages that these corporations and businesses are paying us. So we're all standing together and we're standing in solidarity with one another to let people know that no matter what Trump throwing our way or any other politician throwing our way, we're going to stand strong, and we're going to stand strong. We're going to stand real tight, So like Donald Trump, man, he has this thing where he says like wages are too high at one point. Then the next point he said, oh well, we'll give him 10. The thing is, we want 15. And if he's not on his way to 15, then he just needs to move to the side and let the people of this nation decide what needs to go on. So we want 15. We're 15 in the union, and if we don't get it, shut it down.
Thank you. And next up, we have from the Dream Defenders, Jason James.
Hi, my name is Jason James, and I'm a third generation native of this here city of St. Petersburg, Florida, and I'm a Dream Defender. Squad? Okay, so like I said, I'm third generation. My family has been here in this city since the 20s, working in hotels down here where we couldn't be visible. And not one time did we earn a living wage. And that ain't right. I'm tired of it. And I'm out here fighting with the 15, and the Dream Defenders wholly support the 15, fighting for the 15 because we need living wages for everyone. This is not just an economic right, this is racial justice, because a lot of the people that's making poverty wages look like me, are black and brown, or indigenous. And this is not right. We're not standing for it anymore. We're coming and demanding our 15.
That's right.
Next up, we have Childcare Worker Pavane Scott.
Hey everybody, thank you for having me today. My name is Pavane Scott, and I am a child care worker. And I am proud to say that because I take care of our nation's most precious resource, and that is our children. We're teaching them everything from their ABCs to their numbers. We're teaching in different languages. We're potty training, and we're singing with them day and night, teaching them how to love and care for the people in our community. And in this election, it saddens me to see that we have such a hate towards each other. The child care teachers, home care workers, fast food workers, we stand united, and we teach love, unity, and that's what we're about. This movement is about moving forward together, unified, and we're here to make a stand and a movement. That's right, everybody. Fight for 15 will not stop. This is a movement, and we stand for rights and injustice with our children all over America, everywhere. This is Leanne Flakes. She has been a dedicated child care worker for many of years. We come out of our own pockets, don't we, Leanne? We always do the most that we can for our children, and at the end of the day, we're trying to figure out where we're going to be able to pick, choose, refuse which bill we're going to pay and how we're going to make ends meet. Some of us out here don't have transportation. We don't have enough money. We're fighting for the 15 because we deserve better. We know our worth today. We're here making a statement because we know that we have our voices. And as the Fight for 15 allowed me to meet our President Obama in the White House, he stands with us in knowing that people have power. And today, collectively, we will use our power.
also today standing with Pavinet as a child care worker. This is not just about 5 for 15 in a union. We're out here fighting for our lives. This is serious business. We're at a point where we're tired. And so I'm standing here today simply to say this. Any efforts to block wage increases, gut workers' rights or health care, to cut workers' rights or health care, deport immigrants, or support racism or racist policies will be met with unrelenting opposition. Will be met with unrelenting opposition. We are fighting for our lives. What do we want? 15! When do we want it? Now! I said, what do we want? 15! When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! We don't get it, shut it down! Thank you.
Next we have home healthcare worker Brenda Williams.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brenda Williams, and I'm a healthcare worker. I've been doing home care for 14 years, and after my battle with cancer, I understand and know what it is to get good health care. And I know that I am one that is able to provide for your mom, for your dad, for your grandparents, for your mother, the care that they need. But I also need some things for myself. I need money to help me to get to the job that you want me so well to do. I need higher wages so my household could be taken care of, just as your household has been taken care of. We need so many things that we have been devalued and been looked down upon for so long. Healthcare workers are needed in Florida. You understand? If there was a very disaster in Florida, there would not be enough care workers to take care. What we need so bad, why are we not so willing to pay for that? Come on now. Come on, let's get it together. It's time for Florida to get up, and it's time for Florida to get on the ball. We're out here fighting for social justice. We're fighting for equal wages, and we want higher wages. We want the racism to stop. It has to go. We can stand together and we can do many things. But divided, we fall. Today, we chose to stand. We chose to stand for 15. What do we want? 15. What do we want? 15. When do we want it? Now. When do we want it? Now. When do we want it? Now. Let's get it.
When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that.
Next up is Florida Immigrant Coalition's organizer Paula Florino.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Councilwoman with the Florida Immigrant Coalition. As many of our community has been seeing, our immigrant communities have been under attack for a very, very fucking long time.
That ain't right.
And that is not right. So, as we saw with these elections and everything that associated came up with it, we saw a very divisive, hateful rhetoric and a community that came up and said, we will not stand for this because we've been here and we're not going anywhere.
That's right.
So, as a daughter of a father who works construction work, as a daughter of a mother who does domestic work, I know that immigrant rights and worker rights are not separate. Labor and immigrant rights are not separate. And so we know when we stand up and we say 15 on a union, it's way more, right? It's more than that. So for me, working in the undocumented community, seeing how terror and hate every day terrorizes our community, we will not stand for that, right? We will not stand.
We will not stand for that.
So, it's very, very, very hurtful to see that someone rose to power with what they rose up to power with, right? With hate, and hate that was here for a long time. So we know we have been fighting this hate. And even though we know it's going to take way more of our communities and much more, if they want to register Muslims to a registry, what are we going to do? We're going to all register in that same registry, right? Because it's not them versus us. It's us. It's all of us. And we will not continue to be divided and separated. We will continue. We will have a united front. If we were fighting in silos, we will not fight silos, because the only way that we will win is together. So let's get it right.
Next up is St. Pete Councilwoman Darden Rice.
I know how to work a bullhorn. Let's be clear. The Fight for 15, it's a lot more than just getting $15 an hour. Fight for 15 is about dignity, and it's about respect. Yes. The Fight for 15 campaign started as a campaign with fast food workers, then childcare and home care workers, then spread to become a movement, because rampant low wages is something that touches all of us. As a city official, we see how income inequality affects the stability and the resiliency of our whole city too. There was a report earlier this year from FIU that said more than half the Floridians make less than $28,000 a year. So working people are barely escaping poverty, much less thriving. They're barely paying for anything beyond basic needs. Tampa Bay has the lowest per capita income of any major urban area, and income inequality is what has hampered our recovery from the recession. Economic experts put most of the blame on Tampa Bay's heavy dependence on low-income jobs that have been added in the last 5 years that have contributed to these disparities. So thank you everyone who's on these steps today. This movement has changed people's hearts and minds about how wrong it is to have families who are working and working and working, yet who are still in poverty. You know, every city has the poor part of town. It has the poor area. It's as if there's like some organic way that a city developed, that a city just will always have an area where there's crime, low employment, troubled schools, and it just has to go somewhere. But we don't connect the dots to realize that decades of disenfranchising people created that poverty by design. That's right. It didn't just happen by accident. Passed laws that prohibited black businesses, laws that prevented blacks north of Central Avenue, decisions to build highways through historically black neighborhoods, lack of jobs, discriminatory lending practices, lack of affordable housing. But this is the thing. If it was created by design, we can fix it by design. That's right. All right. And that, to me, is the larger meaning of what the Fight for 15 is all about. We've got to get the political will to work locally on policies that get at structural poverty, that get at structural racism. We must continue to educate people on the connection between racial justice and economic justice, because this is about the ability for everybody to win economically. And that is what all of us on these steps here today are working to change. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. All right.
Next we have St. Petersburg Councilman Carl Nurse.
All right. Carl!
Good morning. You know, for 150 years, the economic elite in America have used racism to divide white, brown, black, and red people. And it has been effective because it drives down wages and increases their income. And so when we see a presidential campaign that rips the scab off what I thought was a long healing process, it is a terrifying experience. And it hurts the standard of living of almost everyone in America as we use this racism to drive down wages. And so at a local level, we have to recognize that if we're gonna make a difference, we have to make it locally. And so we have to find ways where can we pay our city employees decent wages? How can we get people who do business with the city to pay decent wages? How can we look through the lens of economic opportunity and all the issues that we deal with? You know, how can we get it so that we build a spectrum of houses? You know, so that it's not just luxury condos that are being built, but it's housing across the spectrum. And so these are the kinds of things that we need to work on. But it only works if we have the power of people behind us pushing, because government works best when the people are organized and pushing behind them. So keep pushing.
Next, we have St. Petersburg Councilwoman Amy Foster.
All right, Amy.
So I stand here today in solidarity with you, fighting for 15. I have a daughter who's going to school right now to be a child care worker because that's her passion. And I'm worried every day that she won't be able to support a family on that wage as she grows. And I want her to do what she's passionate about. But even more importantly, I stand with you today for immigrant justice, social justice, racial justice. On the night of the election, I'm texting my brother when we realized that the unthinkable was about to happen. You see, my brother has a Colombian girlfriend who's here on a work visa. I asked what she was doing, someone who stays here and works to cure cancer for pediatrics, and she was packing her bags because she was scared she wouldn't be welcome any longer. I was hopeless as I had to say to her, Maria, this is not the America that I know. You are welcome. And I've never been more hopeful than the next day when I sat down for a coffee chat with young community leaders who are working to make a difference, who fight for the issues that we care about. And we won't stop until we get them. So thank you for standing here today, and please count me in your fight.
Okay.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Squad.
Next up, our last speaker is Rick Smith. He's the Chief of Staff for Florida Public Service Workers Union.